So picture yourself on a hiking trail. This trail that you've gone over for years and years and years. And you're walking down, the birds are chirping, sunshine's coming down, nice, not too hot, not too cold, and there's a breeze that's rolling through the trees. Then, all of a sudden, you hear a loud screech of like a dying animal, but it's none other that you've ever heard before. You look all around you and you don't see where it's coming from, and there's nothing around you as well, but it feels like it's right next to you. Suddenly, the noises are all silenced and the air becomes still. Then you see a large shadow starting to take form in the distance with antlers on its head. And then the musk of rotting flesh fills your nostrils. You immediately panic and you run back the way you came and you safely make it home. Your brain is pulsing and trying to figure out what you just saw, but you have no answers for it. So like any normal person, you go to Google and you Google the appearances you saw of the creature or so-called creature you saw. The only answer that matches your search is a Wendigo. In Native American folklore, the Wendigo has been a terrifying legend that has had great significance on Native American culture. To understand more about the Wendigo, you need to understand more about the origin of where it came from, the appearance and physique of the creature, and the impact it's had then and now of Native American culture. Let's start with where the Wendigo originated from. The Algonquians, which is a tribe from the Atlantic coast and also ranges to the Great Lakes region, were a very populated tribe dating back to the 18th century. The majority of their land was covered in lush, dense forests and very secluded from rival tribes. During gatherings, or also known as powwows, there was a legend being told around of a former Algonquian that went cannibalistic. The story goes is that this Algonquian was stranded in the heart of winter in the middle of the forest with his brother. During that time, his brother passed away, and in order to survive, he decided to eat his brother's carcass, but instead of surviving, he actually engulfed an evil spirit that took over his body and gave him supernatural abilities. Shortly after, the Wendigo, now is called, would soon go back to the tribe and actually take over the tribe one by devouring the humans inside that tribe. And their bones and flesh were to rot in the forest. Knowing where and how the legend of the Wendigo came from, the appearance and physique of this creature will terrify you. According to legend and eyewitnesses, the Wendigo is a very tall but thin creature. As you can tell, I have an example here of a Wendigo. You can tell it's very tall and very thin. Also, its ribs are showing. Along with this, the creature had glowing yellow eyes that would actually illuminate not only in darkness but in daylight. The musk of this creature was of rotting flesh, is what human eyewitnesses would say. The antlers on top of its head were so sharp that it would use it to impale its victims, along with its long claws. This creature was very fast. Also, people have said that the senses of this creature is incredible. From the glowing eyes that we talked about earlier, it actually would impale its victims at night, in the pitch black of night, where you couldn't see it, but it could see you. Also, its senses of smell were able to detect victims from afar, along with its hearing, also hearing them as well. Along with that, it also could take forms of other life forms, such as human beings and animals, or it could camouflage itself to any scenario in the forest in order to get closer to its victim. But with the need to survive, it only could feed on human flesh. It never devoured deer, other animals, not even vegetation. It was just human flesh, and that was because of the evil spirit inside of it. So now that you know what you saw was in fact a Wendigo on your hiking trip, but now you're curious on how this creature impacted Native Americans then and now. When the legend began, Algonquians and Native American tribes located in the same region were restricted to travel to further lands in fear of the Wendigo taking them. This led to several Native Americans starving from unsuccessful hunts. Also, if tribe members thought or felt uneasy of another tribe member having symptoms of the Wendigo, the member would be first part of a craft conducted by the witch doctor to draw out the evil spirit in the body. If that failed, the tribe member would either be banished from the tribe forever or executed right then and there on the spot. All the history of the Wendigo is still influential to this day. The legend is still told, and tribe members are forbidden to travel or enter certain regions in fear of the Wendigo inhabiting these areas. Some tribe members are not allowed in the dense forests that surround the Great Lakes and the mountains that range from Minnesota to Canada. Not only has this legend been influential to the Native American tribes, but also to the United States and Canadian public, with eyewitnesses saying they have seen this creature several times and there are documented sightings all over the United States and Canada. Now you know more of the significance that the Wendigo has on Native American culture. You learned about the origin it came from, the appearance it has, and the impact that the Wendigo has on Native American culture in the past and to this day. So the next time you're on a hiking trip and everything becomes still and a shadow or a large unknown creature creeps upon you, run and never look back, because now you know what it is.